Yay, wonderful. All right. Now we're going to go to the painting. Hang on just a second. You guys are awesome. Are you hearing, seeing what they're saying? Because I can't.
Me?
Yes.
Yeah, I see what
They're
this.
giving me feedback. So if you don't tell me at this point, I won't know.
Everything seems to be okay.
All right. Okay. Yeah, I won't be able to know now at this point.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So if they have anything to tell me, um, you're gonna have to let me know
Okay.
because at this point it's just guesswork. All right. Looking good. All righty, guys. So I have my palette here. It should be on camera. My palette's right here. Okay. I'll be putting the paint down there. Oh, you know what I wanted to do? I wanted to tilt it, but that's all right. And then I'm up here in the corner here, and now I'm out of the way of the canvas. I got real intense on this one. This is my new part one, and let me know what people are saying. Otherwise, I will have no idea. I mean, not everything,
We're
but
just saying hi to everybody.
George is here. George is reading along. My stream is live, so the computer did the trick. And thanks to Corey on that one. He's on a fishing trip, enjoying himself, having a good time with friends. But he had come over after the first problem and got everything all set up for me and fixed. So we should be good. Anything? Anybody else want to know? Have any questions?
Somebody said hi, George. What?
Yeah, who said hi to you? Everybody knows who you are.
Gerald.
Okay, so this is the part that we're going to paint um the beach part, the sand part. Okay, so this is sand dunes here, and we're going to have the path in the center, and then the path is going to have the post on the sides, and then some grass that's going to be joining the two sides. Okay, so with the painting, with the composition, the photo, everything's in the center. But with this one, I'd like everything to be just a little off kilter and just maybe, maybe a little off kilter. So maybe to the right a little bit, just a wee bit. So it's not like dead center.
Tina says, did you put waves in?
Yeah, I went back and I told you I was gonna touch it up a little bit. So I went back and I put my I don't know if you heard the audio, the one with the audio, but I went back and I put my lights and darks back in, and the lights at the very top, I put some darks back in, and the wavy part is supposed to be on the green, and then this part's supposed to be the light waves getting ready to come onto the sand. This is the see-through shallow part of the water. I put a little bit of a bluish color in here, and a really light mix with the yellow cad and the more yellow cad in the blue for the green up here. So it's close to white up here. And I just took my brush and made little waves are so much easier than what you think. I just took my brush, dipped it in white, and then just made these little curved brush strokes going all the way across and made them skinnier. Start out skinnier and I did that over the dark piece. And then here I put more of a bluish piece. And then I did the same thing just up under here. I put tiny little brush strokes going down. So let me demonstrate what it looks like for you. Uh, let's see. I think I used my angle brush. Where are they? Here's one. So I'll do it with a dry brush. So I dipped in the white, mostly white mixed up with the um mixed with the light green, and I just made sure there wasn't any extra paint on the point, and just made little, and then a little bigger, and a little bigger, and then much smaller all the way across again. This is something you could just add, subtract, and add, and subtract, and let it dry first until it looks about right. And this I just made almost the same thing, but very, very tiny and more blended, going all the way across. This is a little bit more wave-like up here, right across the edge where the two colors meet. So wherever the two colors meet, I took my whitish of that color and went all the way across so that it didn't look like a line, a straight line. I even did that at the top. Made a light wave at the top. And I kept it in a straight line, but I didn't want it to look like just a ruler and then the waves start down here. So I started the wave up here on that line. Okay.
Now, Ian says, have you set your camera to manual focus? It's searching for focus.
Is it? You know what? I think I need to switch. Next time I'm going to switch the, it's on auto, but I think next time I'm going to switch the cameras, the newer camera over here and the older camera on my palette, because I think as these Logitechs get older, from what I heard someone else say, the focus is the first to go. So when I start moving, it looks like the focus gets confused, but it is on auto. Should I switch it to manual? Let me make sure. Let me make sure. Hang on just a second.
He said, yes.
Ah, okay. All right. Okay. Is that better? Yeah, that is better. Okay. Thanks, Ian. Ian, you have to come to all my parties. All right. Now I'm going to add my my titanium white. My yellow ochre. I think I'm going to put more titanium white on there because we use a lot of white.
It says not blinking now.
Yeah, it's better now. Yeah, I noticed that. Thank you. Thanks for that little tip. I'm just going to leave it at that for now, yellow ochre and white for now, so that my paint doesn't dry out. And we're going to add the sand, and I'm going to leave spaces for when we add the grass, okay? So that we have like a little bit of a guide, all right? I'm going to start way up here, and I'm going to come down and leave a space for grass here. I'm going to come down a little bit farther into the painting, okay? Start with the titanium white, and then get a little bit of yellow ochre, just a wee little bit, because I don't want pure white, and I will go over it with a little white when it dries, just to lighten it up, because this part is a highlighted part. So I'm just going to go down, not too much on here. I'm just going to go down a little bit right now. I'm going to go right up here and then go like that, okay? And it's going to look like white sand anyway because it's so light. Another thing, I don't know if you noticed, I got really intense with the clouds. I might go in there and blend a little bit more, but I wanted to pick up the colors of the water. So I put a little more of that peachy color in here. And when we stop and let this dry, I will describe what colors I used. I know what I used before. I varied a little bit. Okay. Um, and I will get back to you on that. So this is just to show, where my patches of grass is going to be, okay? And it joins up. And then I'm going to come down here again because there's 3 patches of grass. This one joins at the top.
Maya needs to know what paint brand you're using.
I use golden typically. I do have some Liquitex titanium white on my brush right now because it was on sale. But golden doesn't let me down, and neither does what's the Australian brand? Matisse. That one doesn't let me down. But you know, I just there's more deals. I get more deals on golden. Liquitex gives me problems, especially the darker colors. I notice that they tend to, the Liquitex tends to dry out on me and get kind of gunky, and they're not supposed to do that off the shelf. And I've had them do that off the shelf. They are not my distributor was not very fast with the customer service, and so there you go. That's the story on that. Sorry, I had to move this a little bit. All right. So titanium white and a little bit of yellow ochre. Very simple. More titanium white than yellow ochre. Okay. Then there's this little area right here. Put a little more yellow ochre in here. There's this little area right here that kind of joins with the water. And I'm trying not to have too straight of a line here because you want it to blend in. Any other questions on here?
No.
Over here, I'm going to get more, a little more yellow ochre over here on this side. Just going to wipe this off a little bit. Okay. And then up here, get rid of some of that blue. All right, now I'm going to leave this alone because I'm just taking it right back off. I'm going to work on this path. Now this part of the path, this little piece right here is going to be a little darker, a little more shaded, okay? There's that little patch right there. And then I'm going to put a little white here. This is more highlighted. There's going to be patches of grass in between. And then right here, now I'm going to add a touch of ultramarine blue on my palette. Just a touch. Touch, touch, touch. And then I'm going to add a little bit of Quinaridone Magenta, even less than the Ultramarine blue, because this is going to be my shading color. Okay, can you see that? Yeah. So that's Ultramarine blue and Quinaridone Magenta.
Maybe this is to you. It says, what are your typical size canvases?
My typical size canvas is for YouTube is 16 by 20.
It said size. Size.
Size, she meant size.
Oh, that's iron.
Ian.
Yeah.
And that's a he. Yeah, 16 by 20. All right, and now we're gonna go do this path part more. Okay, I'm gonna just fill this in. I'm not too excited because there's gonna be so much shading and shadows and stuff that we're putting in here that this is not the time to get excited and picky, because a lot of this is gonna disappear with the shading and shadows, okay? I'm not going to put the post in till last, and I have to remember that. So the posts are the very last things to go in there because it's going to go on top of everything else. Okay.
Bonnie says hi.
Hi, Bonnie. Who else am I missing? Who else here? Just very lightly going to cover or over this. Very lightly. Just see-through. See-through thickness. So I don't have to fight the blue
Tina
too much.
says, what color is on your brush now?
What color's on my brush is the same as the yellow ochre and titanium white. I did not switch over. I just put some of the blue and the Quinaridone Magenta on my palette, but I did not dip into it yet. I'm just going to put a very, very light coating on this blue so that you can still see the blue through it. Only because looking at it gets on my nerves. How's that for a good reason? Okay. It just makes me feel like I'm getting somewhere. All right. And sometimes I'll do that. I'll just do something to give me the illusion that I'm getting somewhere. Okay. So very rough, rough. This is very rough. Okay. And I'm going to wait until this dries a little because I don't want to pick up what I put down there. I'm going to go back up here as soon as it dries a little bit and throw some more of, well, I did miss a spot. Put some more of this yellow ochre and titanium white, which is a great sand color. I'm being so stingy with the water. I must have the heat on in here because everything is really dry. I think I did hike the heat up a little. Honey, could you turn the heat down a little bit? Because it really makes a difference. It's great for the sky, but it's not good for this section. All right. And then I'm going to leave this alone for a little bit. All right. I'm going to go back in here and hit some of this with a little bit more white in it, Tina. Anybody else painting along? A lot of people want to wait till the video to paint. I leave my videos up, even if they're bad. Well, if they have no sound, I don't leave those up. But otherwise, I tend to leave my videos up. So if you want to paint along later, you should find it, unless I really messed it up bad enough where I have to do a big edit.
Bonnie said, this is coming along beautifully.
It's getting there.
So pretty.
Okay. So now I'm going to do a little bit of shading. And so what I'd like to do, put a little water on my palette, just some random water with my dirty brush. What I'd like to do, now this is a big angle brush. I don't know what size it is, 12. Ultramarine, Utrecht, Tuscan series. I really like their brushes. This is a big one. This is a size 12 for them. And I like their small ones. I like their brushes. They seem to be more precise. So especially the angle brushes. When I get an angle brush, I go for there, and I get it at, where do I get it? What's that store that's down in Allentown? Can't remember the name of it. I don't have any sponsors, guys. Dick Blick, yeah. I don't have any sponsors. I'm just telling you where I got my brushes, okay? That would be nice, but yeah, I don't. All right. So yeah, I get them at Dick Blick. All right. What did I say I was going to do? Besides play around with this a little bit more? Okay. Now I'm going to put a little bit more shading in here. So I'm going to just barely, I'm going to touch the phthalo blue and on the tip of my brush, and barely touch the Quinaridone Magenta. When I paint, I tend to use the same colors throughout and not have to switch around because that's just a lot of work. So it comes up, and I put it in my dirty water I add a little water on my palette. Can you see that? Let me see if you can see that. There it is. I added a little water on my palette, just a sprinkle of water. And I took my brush, and so this is a little more watery, without dipping it into the jar of water. So it has a touch of of ultramarine blue. Did I say phthalo blue? A touch of ultramarine blue on the corner, and then half a touch of the Quinaridone Magenta. And it's in my dirty water, which means it has a little bit of yellow in it from the yellow ochre and titanium white, which means it's kind of a gray, kind of grayed it out. So I will show you what happens with that. Okay, this is just to play around and show you what happens. All right, let's see, where will I show you? So I'll show you in the path here. I'll show you, even though it's not quite dry. Let me show you on a drier piece. I'll show you what happens with this. See how it gives it more of a, see that shade? See that shadow come in? It's very subtle on here. It's very subtle. Okay. But it gives it a little bit of a, so it doesn't look like, and that's why too, I painted my whole painting blue underneath. You see what that does? I painted my whole painting blue underneath. I'm doing it very, 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 very light. Okay, very light, but I'm just showing you. I need to put more of this, get a little bit more generous with this in here too. I'm skipping around because if I go back on something that I just painted, it's going to lift it off. So I skip around to get to pieces that I haven't painted, so I don't get the piece that I painted last. Okay, a little more white in there. And sometimes I blend right onto the painting. So I'm just skipping around trying to darken this up a little bit. Now I'm going to take my yellow ochre, and I'm going to go in here to these patches of grass. This is going to be grass, okay? So I'm putting my yellow ochre in here. A dirty brush. I use dirty brushes. It's still, I didn't wash it off. I didn't change it. I didn't dry it. And I also tend to use the same brush. Okay. So this is a patch that's going to be grass. That's going to be grass too. This is going to be a narrow strip of grass right here. That's going to be a narrow strip. Okay. And then this is going to be grass too right here. This is going to be a little thicker. And the grass is going to come out. So it's not going to just be strips. It's going to join each other right here. And it's also going to go this direction. It's going to be, this is starting to form the path. Same way here. This grass is going to come here. It starts out at a point. And it's going to go this way. It's going to come down here. Same brush. Very little water, really. Just enough to, if it stops working, you know it's time to dip some water. Coming down here a little bit. And there's going to be grass over it, so you don't have to worry. Okay, you don't have to get like worried that this is pretty. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. This is going to be 1, 2. A little subtle and more of a twin to that one. Okay. I know I shouldn't do this, but I'm going to anyway. Okay. And this is patchy. This is kind of patchy right here. Okay. So you see where the grass is going to be. All right. Now I'm going to dip in a little water. Any questions on there, honey?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Tina, now if you have a question, now's the time to ask. You're not, I think a lot of times people have the same questions. And I'm going to look on here and see if I missed anything. Well, that dries, and it's only going to take a few minutes because this room is really dry, so it's only going to take a couple minutes. Anyway, if you are just joining me and you haven't been on here before while we paint together, my name is Angie Green, and I am with Painting with Fibromyalgia. Let me get on the monitor here. Okay. My name is Angie Green, and we have a group on Facebook, Painting with Fibromyalgia. And what we do is, it has been, I skipped a month because of vacation, but about once a month, we like to paint a painting from a collage that I put up, and we vote on which ones get painted first. But we go through all of the paintings in the collage. It's just a matter of which ones we put, what order that we paint them in. So this is, these are paintings that come from Paint My Photo, and it's royalty free. So this beach path is one of them. And what I like to do is I like to encourage people to stop, take breaks, and do things that just makes their pain less. Painting with Fibromyalgia or any other chronic pain is what our group is for. But anybody could join us and paint with us on YouTube. And our group consists of very experienced artists or painters to very beginner artists. And our common denominator is that we have chronic pain. And chronic pain of any kind, but I'm a little partial to fibromyalgia.
Bonnie says, wow, you're looking great tonight, Angie.
Oh, thank you. It must be the lighting. I don't know. Anyways, thank you, Bonnie. Anyways, So
And we
what
used
we
a
do
bunch
in
of
the
hearts.
group is try to encourage each other, try to keep everything as upbeat as possible, considering why we get together. So we get together because we need other people that we identify with, and we do have a section in there where we could say, I'm feeling kind of yucky. Can I have a little bit of sad face or happy face, or you can do it, or whatever. We have a thread for that, and it is in the files, and it has a lady playing a violin. Get it? So, but it's a big violin because we have big issues. It's not a little teeny violin. Anyways, but and then we also upload our paintings. So if you have chronic pain of any kind, so Ian, if you could find some pain in that body, you could join our group too. Anyway, so we do that. We also have a guest speaker that comes on, and so we try to do that once a month. Although I'm having trouble getting a hold of my one that's supposed to be next. So all right, so my stuff's probably dry now. I didn't take the time to see what you were saying. Let's see. Yeah, we have a lot of fun. Let's see. All right. So another thing we encourage on the group is not to paint straight through for 2 hours or hours at a time, which sometimes I cheat and do that anyway, but I try not to be a hypocrite. So we try to keep it loose. All right. So I'm going to get back to the painting. All right, here we go. Now, what I'm going to do is put another layer of sand in. Where's my brush? Put another layer in. All right. I have a combination of things going on, but I don't like to put my, typically don't like to put my brush straight into the paint without dabbing it on a paper towel or else a rag or something of some sort. Anyway, I'm going back over here and I'm just going to put another layer now that this is dry of my yellow ochre. And it's pretty simple painting, really. Well, the sky, if you get carried away like I did, is not so simple. But I enjoy skies, clouds and skies, even though they're a little challenging. I think they're fun because there's no sky that's alike. So my sky is my sky. So I like playing with skies, use whatever color I want to. And I like trees. And I didn't know I liked trees, but somebody said, here's a tree picture you could paint because I know you like trees. And I'm like, I do? And then I looked and I counted all my trees in my paintings. I was like, oh, I guess I do. Anyway, I'm going back over the sand, the shade, the ones that's going to turn into grass. I'm just going back over it to get rid of some of the blue. I don't want too much blue showing through. And then some of the blue is going to serve as shading or shadows. So we don't have to get too worried about it. But I do want to get, the main part I want to get is the part, let me put more white in it, close to the water. I do want to get that again. All right.
Ian likes your clouds.
Yeah, I really had fun. But I was at it a little too long. I'm going to fess up. I was.
Ian wants to know if he qualifies. He
Ian,
says he's blind in one eye, shattered left leg, dyslexic, type 2 diabetes. Does that qualify me?
oh, Ian, you are just as broke down as the rest of us.
LOL.
Man, you better join us. Yeah, we're just a bunch of broke down. I call us a bunch of broke down folks that like to paint. So, yeah, you definitely qualify. Sorry, but yeah, join our party. Oh goodness. Yeah, it's not. And I keep forgetting to tell people, but it hasn't been just fibromyalgia for like, ooh, a year. I added or any other chronic pain a long time ago because people would say, "Can I join? I have this." And to me, pain is pain. If you have pain, you're not going to be able to sit still and paint for long periods of time and be able to get up without bending over on your way to wherever you're going, the bathroom or whatever. So, yeah, you could identify with that. All right. So, here's what I'm going to do. Oop, I accidentally painted in too much of my part that's supposed to be sand. Oops. Um, I got a little carried away laughing at Ian. No, I wasn't laughing at your paint, Ian, really.
Well, Joanne is.
Joanne's laughing. Joanne's jealous because she doesn't have as many diseases to complain about. Yeah, we have fun here. We do. We're like a bunch of we're silly. We are silly, which is fun. All right. So now you'll see some highlights in here. You see some highlights. You'll see highlights and lowlights for people that dye their hair. You see highlights and lowlights. I just put some more titanium white because we're going to go through a lot of titanium white. And going just another quick, oops, what in the world? Another quick layer of titanium white on this part because this is, even though it's kind of blending a little because I still have a dirty brush, it has more white on this section, okay? So I just wanted to do that. In this part, now I'm going to dip into my blue and my magenta and my watery part, which is now dried up. And this part is going to have that. This is going to have that bluish tint to it. See that? Purplish tint to it. And this part is too. Oh my goodness. Well, minus the streaks that I accidentally got, but you know what I'm trying to say. It's supposed to have, yeah, there you go. See that? It gets a little shading. This is just a play. I mean, it really, you do get to play a lot in this if you guys like playing. Don't get all serious. You get all serious in here, and then that's when you start messing up. And oh, speaking of messing up, I have a couple things to tell you. When I was doing those clouds, I started really messing up. I still need a little blending to do. But anyway, I started really messing it up. I mean, I started making messes on here. And then I was like, oh, forget it. And you know, when you say, oh, forget it, and you people that paint more, like have been painting a long time, you'll know what I'm saying is true. Those last few strokes, when you just get ready to say, oh, let me just start all over again, those last few, just because you're done with it, fixes it. It's kind of crazy. I mean, I still need to blend a little bit, throw a little whitish on there, but I'm telling you, it was awful. And then those last few little woof, and I was like, oh, that happens all the time. Anyways, I'm going back into my purplish blue. Oh, there's another thing I want to tell you too. I'll get to that. And I'm graying it out because I have yellow ochre still in my brush, which I love. And I'm putting it on that. Yep, you can see it. You can see it. See that grayish color on here? And I'm going to make more hit or miss. I don't want to go over the real light parts. I'm going to hit some more, get some more hit or miss in here. All right, see that? And I'm going to take that same color, that same thing. I'm going to go up this way. I'm going to go up here. Again, I need to wet my brush just a tad, dab it off, go into my ultramarine blue and a touch of Quinaridone Magenta. Oh, I gotta hit a touch of my yellow ochre. And then blew it up just a little. See this gray I end up with? This is what I'm using. This part is pretty dark with it. That part's pretty dark. Well, I think I'm lifting it. But you see? All right. And down toward the edge of the end of the, down toward the bottom corners, which is true of most paintings, you'll see more dark, okay? Then I'm going to take my light, my very light, my whitish yellow ochre, and I'm going to make some streaks in this.
Danielle says, I like the gray.
Yeah, it's kind of fun. You'll have to try this.
That's Danielle, right?
Yeah, Danielle. Danielle's our newest moderator. You have to try this. You take that streak and I'm going to go up here and then I'm going to lighten this. I'm going to lighten that because that's my highlight. Okay? This stays dark. That stays dark. Okay. So I'm done playing with this for now. I might come back and hit it a little more later. I think I'm going to put another whitish, tiny bit whitish line right here. Light and dark, you know, that's how it works. Light and dark, light and dark. And that's true of everything, right? I mean, painting is basically light and dark and light and dark. I'm going to put a little lighter here just above the shadow. See, so that the light shows. And I'm going to be really heavier on the titanium white right about here. Right here. I'm going to be heavier because the sun comes through and hits this little hill. And it looks a little elevated because of that too. Okay. So there we go. That's that. I can't wait to get to the grass now. And you know how to do this. You guys will be tweaking this stuff, and I won't be the only one. Oh, let me hit some gray on here. Revisiting this and tweaking it, right? All right. Okay. So that's a good part of the path right there. Okay, that's a good part of it. A little lighter up here. All right. You ready for the grass? You guys ready? And if we wait about 15 minutes, we'll see our answer to it. Well, it's more like 15 seconds, but it feels like 15 minutes sometimes. Okay. All right, it's coming together. Now I'm going to change brushes because this brush is super duper big. I'm going to use my angle brush. All right. Oh, that's a little.
She says, bring on the grass.
Yay, bring on the grass. Who was that, Tina?
Danielle.
Danielle? Danielle, are you painting? Or are you just anxious to see it? Okay. Sorry, I was just tweaking. Okay, so now.
Tweak.
Now, what did I do with my top? Oh, this is what I wanted to tell you too. I forgot. All right, this is what I want to tell you guys. Ian, you know how you asked me what paint I was using? All right. See, this is golden. What looks funny about this tube of golden? There's something odd about it, don't you think? I'll give you a hint. Are they talking? This is another tube of golden. What's different? What do you see is different? All right. These tops are interchangeable. these tops, when you get done with a Liquitex paint, don't throw your top away. Wash it and keep it for the golden. Because the golden tops, especially if you have aches and pains, are not easy to take off. But these are. So don't throw them away, okay? I like to give a tip. Sometimes I forget. If I forget, then you can say in the chat, what's the tip of the day? All right. Now, I'm going to add some cad yellow. Do they like that tip?
Yes, it's Ian says something here. Tunnel contrast creates definition and a sense of dimension in the painting. Then he says it's the top.
Okay.
And then Tina says lids. Danielle says the cap. Leanne says lid.
Huh?
Danielle.
Oh, lid.
The golden tops are difficult.
Yes. They're talking about the language, the difference between lids and tops and caps. Oh, goodness. That's funny. Oh, it's funny, all the regional things. You don't realize it until you move somewhere else. All right. So now it just looks like stripes and it looks kind of a mess. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in my darkest. Well, maybe it's my darkest. I'm not sure. I am rinsing my brush out. I guess I could use another one, but I'm rinsing my angle brush out. And wiping off my handle. And because I hate, getting paint on myself and I hate messes. And I know it's a little crazy, but hey, we're all unique. Anyways, I hate the feel of wet paint on the brush handle. Okay. So what we're supposed to do is dip into your lightest color first. So that'd be my cad yellow. And then now I'm dipping into my ultramarine blue. And I made this nice army green. Make sure you can see it. Oh no. Well, anyway, I made a nice army green color on my brush. Okay. And this is where I'm going to go. And on this part of the sand dune, the part that goes up to the shore is grass. All right. The sand dune isn't against the shore, but the grass is. Okay. So I'm going to put it down right above that whitish part and flick, flick, flick. And that's how I start my grass. I just make little flicks. And if you keep it a little moist, it will work better. So moisten it up a little bit and get back into my army green. And then I'm going to flick.
Clear green.
Flick. All right. And I'm going down in that same angle. And I'm going up. And it's kind of shaped like a big triangle. Okay. And I'm going a little bit more out this way as it gets dry.
Leanne says, get off the dang grass, Angie. LOL.
Get off the grass. I was going to say something, but yeah, maybe I won't. It wouldn't be appropriate. This is grass, not that kind of grass. How's that? Okay. Whoop. All right. That was a happy accident. All right. Okay. And then I'm going to go the direction of the path. Just a little bit. A little dab. I'm going to do some dabs in here. So it's not so obvious what I did. I'm going to make that same. It was a little too wet. I'm gonna go grab out the corner here. Get my army green going again. A little bit more blue. All right. And then I'm gonna make my little. It was good I started on this side because this side has a little bit more, I don't know. This now is, again, it's really, this part's dark, but it's a much smaller, skinnier little thing going on
Ian
here.
says paint in and keep off the grass side.
Yeah, that would be fun. What do they say too in the beaches? Don't what? Don't, I don't know what they say. There's something you're not supposed to do. Okay, let's see. I'm getting a little confused. Okay, so this one joins, this patch joins. I tell you, old age is not good. Come out a little bit because you don't want your stuff to be too perfect. And it looks like this because, well, we'll be going over it. We'll be hitting those sand dunes again a little bit. Okay, and then you have your 1, 2, 3. This is a little fatter, and I have 2 pieces kind of joining. Come down here a little bit. So you can let your sand show through, you know. You could let that show through a little bit. And again, I'm going to flick. Well, I can't flick because it's too dry. But I'm flick going this way a little bit.
Lots of love from Poland.
Poland? Who's in Poland?
Balen.
Yakshimash. Dzień dobry. That's all I got. We are an international group, and that happened really fast. I don't know what I just did. We have another piece. It's kind of like this, which is kind of cool. And then we have this, guys. So I have my, let's see if I don't want to tell you a lie. Okay, I have my brush, my angle, where the long point is at the bottom, right? And I'm just going up a little bit like this on the very edge, okay? All the way into the corner, okay? All the way into the corner. I have to wet it. With the grass, you do have to wet it a little bit. Go back into my yellow, go back into my blue, go more into my blue. Because we're going to highlight this grass. We got to make this grass come alive. So we're going to be highlighting it. And then light, light, light. Just the pointed part. Just the very pointed part. Okay. All right. Then we have some more grass. Okay. All right. And just the pointed part again. Now this one, okay, where am I? This one, see the darker where I have the sand? That's where my grass is going to be. This one, don't forget to make some long ones too. Okay, so here's flick, flick, flick. And don't forget to make some long ones occasionally. Oops, I didn't mean to do that, but I'll go over it. That wasn't such a happy accident. All right, I need some more water. It's like really dry in here, I'm telling you.
You gonna give me one and I'll just pour it out and give me more water?
Oh, no, I meant on my brush. I have,
Oh.
you know, because I'm using such a dark color and that water is still really light, so it doesn't matter. I'm good. I'm actually good. I'm surprised.
This one from Poland just found the live stream.
Oh, you just happened on it.
I can't sleep and it's the middle of the night here.
Oh.
And I just found out this live stream.
Oh, are you having fun so far? I hope so. cool when that happens. Okay, I got a little carried away. See, because I have a little ADD. Oh, okay. So you know English. How do you know English so well? In about 100 years, I'll get the answer because of my delay. How do you know English so well? I'm curious. Okay.
Tina says, nice to meet this person. Because she says, I'm Polish. Oh, she's Polish with me.
Oh, very interesting. Okay, so we put some of this is the basic basis of our, okay? So what we're going to do also is I like to do a little bit of smudgy, just a little smudgy with the same brush, just a little smudgies in some places. Not a lot, but you don't want it to look so like perfect. So I come down here a little bit and do just like a little bit of smudges. Not too much into your white sand, but just a little bit, just so it's not like so, you know what I'm saying? A little bit of tracks. Just a little bit of tracks. Okay. Same with down here. That's almost too perfect. There we go. Okay. All right. Get some paint going on here. Not just, you don't want it to look like you know what? I mean, I don't like it to look like a photograph. I kind of got out of that. Okay. Now, I'm going to take this yellow. I'm going to take this yellow and this yellow ochre that's still on my palette and for some reason still behaving.
They all like the depth in the painting.
Yes, it's fun. This is a fun one. And take that yellow ochre. I still have a dirty brush. I love dirty brushes. And I'm piling some yellow ochre. I put some cad yellow on it and piling some dirty and some yellow ochre on it. Every now and then I get confused because my left brain is kicking in. All right. My painting brain. Okay, now I'm going to make some long grass out of this. So I'm making some flicks, some of the longer pieces. You have to keep this wet. If you don't keep it wet, it's easy to, and I'll make a straight line out of it. Okay, so I'm doing some of that too on here. I'm going to put just a touch of this dark green and touch of this blue. So it's a little heavy on the blue. And dipping it into this yellow ochre and getting this kind of a really, really, really dirty color. And I just want to, oh, okay. And I want to do the same thing over here. I'm not reloading, okay? Not reloading. Okay. And I'm flicking. I just wiped some off. I'm flicking. Okay. Flick. Okay. Now, I'm going to take a touch of white on this dirty brush, which made it like a light grayish color. And I'm going to go over here. I'm going to put a little bit of be very careful, and instead of flicking,
Bonnie says, I love how this is coming together.
yeah, it's a fun one. These are your light and dark. Same old story. Everything is the same old story. This is the rules. It's like the rules, light and dark, light and dark, light and dark. So there's that. Okay. Same thing with the yellow ochre. I'm going to go over here and make some intentional long lines here. Not as much flicky, but some intentional ones with my yellow ochre. Just some intentional. make some crazy words up. Crazy things. This is going to be really long. And you gotta you gotta keep your angle brush angled.
Leon says the left side of the canvas is not on screen. I noticed that.
It's not?
It seems like when you're painting on the left.
Oh.
Yeah.
Whoa. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay. So here too, you need to, and sometimes you just back and forth. You just back and forth. Okay. And this got a little too, so I just re-dipped because I don't like big clumps of that. I just re-dipped into the greenish color. It gave me almost a gray, which is fine, and I noticed that before. And I'm do a little smudging just to get rid of those, you know, those things we got when I said, what do you call it? When I was flicking, I'm smudging those with my dry brush, some of the ends of that, so it's not so obvious. Okay, see at the beginning part when you first put your brush down to do those flicks, I'm smudging some of that. Just a little teeny smudging just to get rid of, boy, that scared me. I don't know why. Okay. All right. So what do you think so far? Tina, where you at with this? You need me to slow down? We want to make a part 3 because we're going to have to all we have left is the post and the birds. So let me know if you're up to that.
I'm good.
She's good?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, everybody says they're good. And guess what? Oh, I have a flare now because Angie made us paint too long. Even I have a flare when I make us paint too long, actually.
Danielle says, I love it.
You love it?
Ian says, I can see a child walking down to the beach with his
Aww,
fishing net.
that makes me happy. All right. So this is what we're going to do.
Says, you need to have a break.
I need a break? Okay, I'll join the chat for a minute. How far are we? Oh, it's 7.
8.
Oh, it's 8. I don't want to make it go too long. Let me join the chat for a second. Let's see. Here we go. All right, somebody made a joke. I want to see it. You need it. Oh. All right. So it's kind of, this is almost a little too dark, so I might have to lighten this up with put a little cad yellow in here. Put a little cad yellow in it and, flick a little flicks. Lighten it up a little bit. All right. Some little flicks in here. And this all adds a little dimension to the grass, a light and dark, and so it's not so boring. Not the same colors in all of it either, because that makes it a little boring too. All right, a little smudgy on the edge. All right, and then this one I think maybe just a little bit running out, which is fine, but maybe just a little bit in there. All right. Now this is what I need to do because I don't want to forget. While you still have that army green, I want to put like a little down here, right here, because this is going to have a post, and they're not going to cut the grass around the post like you do at home, okay? So where there's going to be a post, you want a smidgen, you want a little bit of, grass or whatever. So this is where the post is going to be. And I'm going to go up here a little bit. Okay. All right. So this is where we're going to go. And this is my little turn. I'm taking a little turn. Okay. All right. Okay. How are we doing? Practice what you preach. I took a little break. Uh, let's see. All right. All righty. I need to put some more shading, some more shadows into this section right here. This is way too light. I'm just going to dip a little bit into my blue and my Quinaridone Magenta and my yellow ochre. And do I have any more white on the palette? I'll make a big mess right here. But I definitely need to blue out this sand closer to me. It's too all one color. So I'm just going to put a little. I want to get all the bristles and get all the bristles in here. There. I just want to get a little bit more, well, a lot more shading in here. A lot more shading. And this should have some more shading in it. There we go. All right, that's better. That was just too all one color. Okay, that's good. All right, that's good. And then this one is definitely supposed to be dark over here. Okay, I'm happy now. And then the very edge of this, just the edge. All right, that's better. That was bugging me. Okay. All right, that's much better. And then blend it into here. So you see what I did, right? I took my big brush and I dipped it into, oops. I dipped it into my yellow ochre, my ultramarine blue, my quinacridone magenta, my yellow ochre, and my titanium white that was left on the palette, and brought some more shading in because that was not. And then I lost some of my grass, so I'm putting some grass back in. All right, and then I'm just kind of scrumbling a little bit right here. Okay, so that's good. All right, now the posts are really, really, really easy. Love Strylisias. Wait, there is a bird of paradise in a flower a few doors up. Oh, I wanted a photo in the morning light. I am glad I didn't fall too. Oh, I'm missing a whole lot of stuff. Anyways, I have a great bird of paradise picture. Who said they want a bird of paradise picture? I'm going to put one up in group because that's somebody in the group. I'm going to put one up in the group for you because I have a great picture I took down in Australia, in your land down there. So I'll put it up in the group for you. If you didn't get it. If you got it, it's okay. But if you didn't get it, I'll put it up for you. Okay? All right, so you ready to do the post? Let's do the post. All right, the post is really gray. I mean, it's really, the post is gray. So it's a lot of this blue, this ultramarine blue, all right? And then it has to have some quinacridone magenta, and it has to have some yellow, because I have to have like opposite colors. And I'm going to take some yellow ochre and some more ultramarine blue. And I'm going to make a big mess out of this. Oh, I need some more quinacridone magenta. Where is it? Where is my quinacridone magenta? I lost it. I buried it. Where is it? Here it is. This has got to be pretty gray. That. So I'm purposely going to make a muddy mess. And then I'm going to take some of this stuff in here, this green. I'll bring that in there. And there we go. You see me? Putting this green in here. I really shouldn't use my nice brush for this. A little bit more yellow. All right, that's too brown. And then some blue. I think I'll use some phthalo blue in here. This might give me what I want, or some red. Eesh. All right, and then I got to stick some white in there, and that should pretty much do it. All right, now let me have some white. So I pretty much mixed all the colors up to make a big mess. And that'll give me my gray that I want. I want a dark gray. There we go. All right, so you see that that gray? And it's going to darken more. All right. That's the gray I wanted. I'll put a little bit more green in there.
Leanne says, sorry guys, I gotta get off here.
Okay, Leanne. See you later. All right, team, I'm going to put these posts up real quick, okay? Because they're really fast. They're really easy. And then we'll be done. All right. On the bottom edge of the picture is going to be your first post. But you don't want to start down there because it's going to overlap the other post. So here's what I'm going to do to make life a little easier. I'm going to make these posts skinny, tiny little skinny. I need to wipe this off. Tiny little skinny posts. I'm wiping this off to keep it so that it's not so thick on my brush. I'm going to make a tiny post here. Okay, a tiny post here. All right, and then I'm going to make a bigger post right here. It's still going to be skinny. You can't see them yet till we highlight them. Then I'm going to make a bigger post here, right here. Let's go straight down, okay? And then a fat post right here that's going to overlap this one. Okay. And then when we highlight it, you will you'll appreciate them looking like posts. Okay, but these are supposed to be skinny right there. Okay, and then here another couple skinny ones here, and then here, and then here a long one. All right, here a big one, and then here another big one, and then here a really fat one. Okay, that's our post. Now, to highlight it, you want to dip into the white, if we have any white left on here, and put the side up. We need like tons and tons of white in this picture. I'm not kidding you. Where's my white? Oh, here it is. No, where's my white?
On top there.
In my lap. Okay. So dirty brush, dip it into the white, and then go along the side of each of these posts. And then that's your, okay, go along the side, go along the side, the left side of each of these posts. And that gives you your highlight. Otherwise, you won't even be able to see it. All right. And then the very top, you want to put, change brushes to a little round brush. The very top, get a little water. You want to put a little round top to it. Okay. So you take your white and you put your, on these ones in the front, it's like an oval. You want to put your little oval on there. Okay. Put your little oval on there. Just these ones on the front mostly. And then fix this. And that's it. That's pretty much it. If you want to, you can put a little rope around the side if you want, but that's only if you want to. So you could take your little thing and then put a little rope, just dot around the top. That's if you want to, but you don't have to do that. And that's it, guys. That's pretty much the painting. Oh, I might put a little brownish. It's a little too gray. I'm just going to hit a little brownish color from my yellow ochre from mixing, because that's a little too gray. Okay. And that, my friends, is the end. You like it? It was fun.
You see, if knew somebody from Poland there.
Thank you. Oh, I don't know how to pronounce your name, but thank you for joining us. Oh, it's soothing. Yay. That's our job. We're to make everything soothing and easy and not too serious. Yeah, great. So I hope you try this. I'm going to keep it up. Get some sleep. I'll call you Bally because I can't pronounce your name. Or Basha. I'll call you Basha. Anyway, thanks for joining us. Wojtek. Wojtek. That's how you pronounce it. Wojtek. Is that your first name? Okay, Wojtek. Okay, I can say that. How is... Oh, that's your YouTube name. Okay. I thought you were going to say it's a nickname. Like, that's longer than your real name. Okay. Well, it's nice meeting you, and I really have to find out how you know English so well. Wait, let me scroll up, because I have a friend from Poland, and I think because they speak it all the time, or I can't find your answer on here. I guess because they speak it all the time at home. She definitely doesn't write like you do. Boy, that's excellent. All right, thanks everybody. Wait, let me get on, I'm gonna switch over real quick. Oh, you learned at school. I'm gonna switch over. Hang on, don't go yet. Okay. I just don't want to be rude. I don't want to have the painting in your face the whole time. I just want to say thank you for coming. And this was exciting. We had a nice sized group, and it looks like you guys have fun. Anyway, I had fun. Now I have 2 of the beach path paintings. So I'll probably give one away. Who knows? Maybe I'll have a contest. Anyway, if you have any chronic pain, join us in the group. If you don't, join us next time. I'll put the event up. You can look for me. What you'll have to do is, Wojtek, what you have to do is subscribe and then hit the little bell so you'll get a notification when we do another painting. Okay? Thanks for joining us. Love you guys. Bye. You can chat as long as you want. Okay? See you later. Good night.